On how many hikes have I been and what sights I have seen. The amount of natural beauty, greenery, rocky mountainsides, snowy peaks, and the felicity of using one's own body to overcome hurdles on the way. Every hike and scenery is different and has its very own beauty, and so too this hiking tour that I went to in Ehrwald. So starting at Ehrwald, I took the way through the Immensteig, eating something at the Coburger Hütte and making my way back through the Tajatörl back to Ehrwald. First up, it's mostly walking, so you're walking from Ehrwald to the beginning of the Immensteig, but before the way actually gets hard, you get to enjoy a really nice waterfall, and you've even got banks there, so a great place to take a small break before tackling the more arduous part of your journey there. So, and about the Immensteig itself, the Via Ferrata, it is categorized as a level B out of A to F, so that means basically 2 out of 6 difficult, if you get what I mean. There is a comparison by the Deutsche Alpenverein of the European scales for measuring the difficulty of a Via Ferrata, and I actually find it kind of nice what it says in Italy and France. In Italy it's PD for, actually the same in France, which is basically a little bit difficult, poco difficolta. My pronunciation is probably terrible, but, or più difficile. The French one is probably even more terrible. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult. Un poco difícil, that's Spanish, but I don't know what scale they use in Spain. But it's well worth it. The Immensteig is well worth a try. And everywhere where it gets a bit more difficult to climb, you've got ropes that you can use in order to assist yourself. And when you got through the Immensteig, it's all totally easy. You just go up a bit further to the Ganghofer Rast through the forest, and then you can either take the broader way that all the bikers are taking, or you walk up a bit further and you'll get to a nice hiking trail that no one with a bike is using, which is much better. And then you just go all the way through to the Sebensee, which is the next highlight, because it's a nice lake with some cows around it, and you can take nice photos, nice videos. And if there weren't that many people around, maybe you could even go and swim a little bit. And the next highlight is of course the Coburger Hütte with the Drachensee, the Dragon Lake. Another beautiful lake. I think I read somewhere that it was called Dragon Lake, Drachensee, because it almost looks like the eye of a dragon. Well, and it is also a really nice mountain lake. And I also saw some people actually swimming there, so you can definitely do that if it's warm enough. I mean, the lake will be cold anyways, but it's up to you to enjoy the nice mountain lake. And of course the Coburger Hütte. You can't forget the Coburger Hütte. I ate a Kaiserschmarrn there. Unfortunately, I don't know whether I've got pictures of that or I've taken any video of that, but I can tell you it was good, and I would recommend getting it. Or you could even go and stay a night at the Coburger Hütte and then do some other tour the next day. But I didn't do that. I kept going towards the Tajatörl, and the way up to the Tajatörl is also, it's not that difficult, but it is rewarding. You've got nice views, and you've also got some nice opportunities to take pictures with some models that are waiting up for up there at some small pond. So there are those cute mountain goats, and you can take some pictures with them. With the mountains in the back. I got one picture that I particularly like. And well, once you reach the Tajatörl, you are at 2,259 meters above the sea level, and you are getting rewarded for that with 2 beautiful views. In the one direction you can see the Drachensee and some other small lake that I don't think has a name, and on the other side you have only got mountains, and I think you could almost say nothingness, in the sense that there's just no civilization that you can see. It's all mountains, nature, stone, and some greenery. And once you had enough of those beautiful views, and you have to keep going, because after all, after every hike, or on every hike, you still gotta explore more and more. So you make your way towards the Brendelsee now, another beautiful lake. But before actually getting there, you'll probably, at least if you do this hike at the same time that I did it, which was in August, you will hear the bells of those mountain goats, and also hear them making their goat sounds, of which I'm not even sure what the German name is, but you know, like this. And then when you're going once again, leaving the Brendelsee behind, possibly even having taken a nice swim, you will encounter, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts of the way, especially if you don't have some kind of walking sticks with you, because it's one of those gravel paths. And in my opinion, it was kind of hard going there, and I had to go extremely slow because it was so easy to just slip and fall. So that passage was kind of annoying, but at the same time it was also fun. And then the way back is really nothing special. So the way back from that one point that I've just shown you back to the Ehrwalder Arm, that's quite easy, and there's really nothing very hard about it. Eventually you'll also have to take the same path as the bikers, which is why you have to pay attention for the bikers, because they are sometimes quite fast and you don't want to get run over. Well, they should of course also pay attention, but because some bikers are irresponsible, you also have to pay some attention. But at the same time, you also get to enjoy some other really beautiful views there. And now once I've reached the Ehrwalder Alm, I just decided to take the lift for the descent, because otherwise I think I would have had to take the same way as all the bikers, and I didn't really want to do that. And besides that, the last descent of a hike is often the most boring one. So I think I didn't miss out on that much. But you can also just save the, I think, 10, 12, or maybe 15 euros that the descent costs you, and just walk for 1 or 2 hours. Maybe 45 minutes. I don't think it's that long, actually. So all in all, this is a hike that I can recommend to absolutely everyone who has got some alpine experience, because you definitely need to have some alpine experience, especially for the Immensteig. But you could also theoretically just take the lift up to the Ehrwalder Alm, then from the Ehrwalder Alm walk your way to the Coburger Hütte and do that tour through the Tajatörl, I think. You still need some alpine experience for that, though, because it also requires some technical knowledge, I would say, but it's not too hard. The most difficult part of the entire hike is really just the Immensteig and that one gravel path that I talked about, in my opinion. But also, in my opinion, it is a wonderful tour, and I'll most likely do that tour someday again, with probably some alterations, maybe taking the Grünsteinscharte or something else. But that's a story for another video. And I thank you, dear viewer, for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. And the cool thing is, on YouTube, I think, when you say those words, like, subscribe, this button will actually glow up, which is kind of cool.
Irgendwie so krass, was wir alles inzwischen für unsere Nachfahren festhalten können. Ohne großen Aufwand. Und da ist mein Ziel. Da unten ist mein Ziel. Noch ein ganzes Stück. Na gut, theoretisch mein Ziel. Praktisch, wenn die Lifte nicht mehr fahren, ist ein bisschen weiter unten.